There is an age-old dogma in the fitness industry that refuses to die. It says you can only do one of two things. You either bulk to build muscle, which means accepting some fat gain, or you cut to lose fat, which means accepting some muscle loss. The bros at your local gym will tell you that trying to do both simultaneously is impossible. They will tell you that you cannot serve two masters. But is that actually true? Or is it just outdated bro science? The answer is yes. You absolutely can lose fat and build muscle at the exact same time. It is a physiological process known as body recomposition. However, there is a catch. It does not work for everyone, and it requires a very specific set of variables to be aligned perfectly. If you mess up the math, you will end up spinning your wheels, neither losing fat nor gaining muscle. Today, we are going to break down the exact science of body recomposition, identify if you are the type of person who can pull this off, and give you the specific protocol for training, nutrition, and cardio to make it happen. Let's start with the biological paradox. Why is this so confusing for people? It comes down to thermodynamics. To lose adipose tissue or body fat, you need a calorie deficit. You need to burn more energy than you consume so your body taps into its reserves. A pound of fat contains approximately 3,100 calories of stored energy. So logically, you must eat less. On the flip side, building skeletal muscle is an energy-expensive process. It typically requires a calorie surplus, extra fuel to repair micro tears, and synthesize new tissue after a heavy workout. So how can you be in a deficit and a surplus simultaneously? Here is the secret. Your body does not put fat tissue and muscle tissue in the same bank account. They are different compartments. When you are in a calorie deficit, your body is indeed short on energy from food. However, if you have stored body fat, your body can liberate that stored energy into the bloodstream. If, and this is a big if, the stimulus for muscle growth is strong enough, your body will take that liberated energy from your fat stores and use it to fuel the process of muscle protein synthesis. Essentially, you are using your belly fat as the fuel source to build your biceps. You aren't turning fat into muscle. That's biologically impossible, like turning lead into gold. But you are burning fat to fund the construction of muscle. But as I mentioned, this isn't for everyone. There are 3 specific avatars or categories of people who are genetically primed for this. Let's see if you fit into one of them. Category number 1, the novice. If you are a beginner to resistance training, you are in the golden era of your fitness journey. Your body has never been exposed to the stress of lifting weights. This novel stimulus creates such a massive spike in protein synthesis that it overrides almost everything else. It is almost like being on natural steroids. Even in a calorie deficit, the signal to grow is so loud that your body will aggressively burn fat to make it happen. If you are young, with peak testosterone and growth hormone levels, this effect is even more potent. Category number 2, the comeback kid. This is for those who used to be fit but took a long break. Maybe life got in the way or you got injured. You might look in the mirror and feel discouraged, but you have a secret weapon, muscle memory. The myonuclei, the command centers inside your muscle fibers, are still there. They are just dormant. When you start training again, you can regain lost muscle rapidly while simultaneously dropping fat, much faster than a true beginner. Category number 3, the high body fat individual. If you are carrying a significant amount of body fat, let's say over 25% for men or 35% for women, you have a massive energy reserve. Your body is less likely to feel starved in a calorie deficit because it has hundreds of thousands of calories stored on your frame. Your body will happily tap into those vast reserves to fuel muscle growth. Now, if you are an advanced lifter, someone who is already lean and has been training hard for 5 years, this is going to be extremely difficult for you. For the advanced athlete, the traditional bulk and cut cycles are usually more efficient. But for the rest of you, body recomposition is the goal. So how do we execute this? We need a protocol. Step 1. The training stimulus. You cannot diet your way to bigger muscles. You must lift heavy things. Period. If you are in a deficit and you don't lift, you will lose weight. But a lot of that weight will be muscle. You will end up looking like a smaller, softer version of your current self, what we call skinny fat. To trigger recomposition, you need to focus on compound movements: squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, and pull-ups. These exercises recruit the most muscle fibers and release the most anabolic hormones. You must also apply progressive overload. This is non-negotiable. You need to do more volume over time. Add 5 pounds to the bar, do 1 more rep, or perfect your technique. If you are doing the exact same workout with the exact same weights for 6 months, you are not building muscle. You are just exercising. Aim for at least 3 days of full-body heavy lifting per week. Before we dive into the nutrition numbers and the interference effect of cardio, I want to emphasize that precision is key here. If you are guessing your macros, you are guessing your results. If you want to stop guessing and start applying real science to your training, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We break down complex physiology into actionable steps every single week. And you don't want to miss our upcoming guide on how to fix a broken metabolism. Step 2. The nutrition and protein mathematics. This is where most people fail. You need a calorie deficit, but not a starvation diet. If you cut calories too low, your body shuts down anabolic processes to survive. Aim for a moderate deficit of 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance level. This is the sweet spot. It's enough to burn fat, but not enough to trigger a metabolic crash. Now let's talk protein. It is the most critical macronutrient for recomposition. Since you are in an energy deficit, your body is looking for fuel. If you don't provide enough protein, your body will break down your existing muscle tissue for amino acids. We want to prevent that. The standard recommendation is 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. But for body recomposition, we need to go higher. I recommend aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or roughly 2.2 grams per kilogram. So if you weigh 180 lbs, you are eating 180 grams of protein. This ensures that even in a deficit, your nitrogen balance remains positive, keeping your body in muscle-building mode. Step 3. The cardio conundrum. I love cardio. It's great for your heart, your brain, and your longevity. But when we are trying to maximize muscle growth in a calorie deficit, cardio can be a double-edged sword. This brings us to the interference effect. At a cellular level, the signaling pathways for building endurance, AMPK, can actually inhibit the pathways for building muscle, mTOR. If you run a 5K immediately before your heavy squat session, you are sending mixed signals to your body. Plus, you are burning up the glycogen, the fuel that you needed for those heavy lifts. Does this mean you shouldn't do cardio? Absolutely not. But you need to be smart about it. Don't do high-intensity cardio immediately before lifting. Ideally, separate them. Do your heavy lifting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do your cardio on Tuesday and Thursday. If you absolutely must do them on the same day due to your schedule, separate them by at least 6 to 8 hours. Go for a run in the morning. Eat a few meals to replenish your glycogen, and then lift weights in the evening. This minimizes the interference effect and allows you to perform at your peak for both sessions. Summary of the protocol. Identify your category. Are you a beginner, returning to training, or higher body fat? If yes, green light. Create a slight deficit, 300-500 calories below maintenance. Prioritize protein, 1 gram per pound of body weight. Train heavy. Progressive overload with compound lifts, 3 or 4 times a week. Manage cardio. Separate it from lifting to avoid the interference effect. Body recomposition is not magic. It is simply managing your body's energy systems with precision. It requires patience because the scale might not move as fast as you want. You might lose 2 lbs of fat and gain 2 lbs of muscle, meaning the scale stays exactly the same. Do not let the scale fool you. Look at the mirror. Look at how your clothes fit. And look at your strength numbers in the gym. If your waist is shrinking, but your bench press is going up, congratulations. You are achieving the holy grail of fitness. Get to the gym, trust the process, and I'll see you in the next video.